I think for the first time in my whole adult life, I also was very frank about what I needed and what I wanted as a woman. And I never expected him to say, yes, okay, yes, I understand.
When two people carry so much music between them, how do you make space for quiet? And also share with us how did this
Happen.
how did you
Yeah.
guys meet? People are curious to know and
Yeah.
to know how did you guys make beautiful music?
Right. I've been a fan of Mariachi Vargas for my whole life. I mean, who isn't? So I always knew Pepe Martinez Jr. I always adored his dad, Don Pepe. And of course, just was a fan of their music and a fan of theirs. Because if you wanted to be a performer like that, they were the consummate performers. Don Pepe was the most charismatic person of all time. He was a violinist like me. His son, Pepe Martinez Jr., igual. He got all of the, gifts of his father. And, I remember being in Mariachi Divas in Calexico. We were at a show. We were both playing. And Pepe was like, hi, Susie. I don't even think we knew each other. I don't think we even said, hi, I'm Susie, you're Pepe. It was just those kind of like smiles and those eyes. And we were in the audience. Divas came down to the audience to watch, our idols. We want to watch the show. So after our participation, we watched, and Pepe comes down. And sure enough, he comes to my row. He picks me up. He has this microphone in his hand. He's looking at the audience and he's like, you're going to sing with me. And I remember, we're just girls. We're like this, oh my God, they picked me to get up and sing, That was years later that I saw him again in Guadalajara at the International Mariachi Festival. And we were at the same hotel. And so, there comes Vargas after the show. I had always seen him, hi, Pepe. Like I said, we knew each other, but we didn't really know each other. It was just kind of always like, you're a mariachi, I'm a mariachi. I recognize you and I have to take my picture with you, right? Like we got to say hi but it was always something, right? Something. Maybe a flirtatious smile or something. Well, we were in the elevator and I was just like, don't look up. But he's like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien. We came down later on to the lobby and, bohemia, mariachis, singing, drinking, all a big party. And, we began to just form a friendship, farm friendship. And I definitely was like, stay away. Like I don't want to categorize mariachis as being mujeriegos or do anything like that. But, it's probably better for me to just stay away from this guy, But I always had some type of connection with him. And it didn't stop, like we would see each other. And, one time Laura Garcia Cano she said, Susie, let's go to Lalo's house, our friend Lalo. And the guys are going to be there from Vargas. They're coming to LA. They're going to be there after. I want to say hi to them. Those, her dear friends. I said, okay, I'll go with you. These were the last stages of Laura's life. I wanted to be with her as much as I could. And she said, okay, I'll pick, let's go together. We went together, Pepe was ready at the door to get in his car. Hi, Pepe. ¿Cómo estás? 2 minutes later, Pepe did not go home. He stayed at the party. So, and I really held off of like, no, Pepe, like maybe this shouldn't happen. I really was trying to protect myself because although at the same time, well, one, he lived in Mexico and I lived in the United States. So that was one of the biggest barriers that I thought, why am I even going to entertain something like this? Right? Uno, amor de lejos, amor de pendejos. That's what they say. 2, like, he's in Mariachi Vargas. That's crazy. Like, to think that was going to happen. And 3, just, just trying to really come down from the like, yes, oh, I have all these feelings. It's like, you're these butterflies in your stomach, but let's be realistic. But, sometimes God has a different plan, or, you just have to go with your heart. You just, love is love. And yes, you can say, no, I don't want this. But if you can also listen to what your heart's telling you. And I think that's what I did. I took a chance, and we were able to figure out, he listened to me. I think for the first time in my whole adult life, I also was very frank about what I needed and what I wanted as a woman to somebody that I thought he's never going to care and he's never going to listen. Like many men don't, regardless if wherever they live or wherever culture they're from, I'm going to just do it because I have nothing to lose. And I think feeling like that was the best thing that I ever was able to do because I was honest. Like 100%. We're always afraid to be honest because what are they going to think, or what are they going to say, or they're going to leave. And I just wasn't. I felt like I really had nothing to lose. And I never expected him to say, yes. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. I understand.